Okay, everyone. I'm gonna talk about the. Just a second. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the components of the posterior root, and maybe talk a little about the medial and lateral bundles of the posterior root of the spinal nerve. And let's start talking about these structures here. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use my pen. You know me very well. And I will start with this one here. Okay, this is the central process. Of the cells of the dorsal root ganglion. And let me do this. These are the axons of sensory neurons that originates from the dorsal root ganglion and enter the spinal cord. So this one here. Sorry, guys. Yeah. This one here. Okay. Again, these are the axons of sensory neurons that originate from this dorsal root ganglion and will enter the spinal cord. And they will basically carry sensory information from the peripheral to the spinal cord. Now we have here the, where is it? This one, right here. Is the medial bundle. Medial bundle of the posterior root thick fibers. Okay, these are this one is mainly composed of large diameter myelinated fibers that transmit proprioceptive and touch sensations quickly. And these fibers are part of the gracile fasciculus in the thoracic and the lumbar regions, and the cuneate fasciculus in the cervical region. So keep this in mind. Let me just write, maybe I'll write here. I'm just worried if it will be too much for a very small sketch, okay? I'm gonna leave it for now. So the next one, this one here, okay? Gracile and cuneate fibers. Gracile and cuneate fibers. Let me change the pen. Gracile and cuneate fibers. So these fibers will ascend through the posterior funiculus and terminate in the medial lemniscus in the brainstem, and they relay proprioceptive and touch information, and especially to higher centers for processing. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna just finish this one. And then we have here this structure. And this one here. Let me just complete this part. This one is the collateral from the gracile and cuneate fibers. Okay, so this is the collaterals from the gracile and cuneate fibers, and some fibers will branch off to synapse with the interneurons within the spinal cord, and they will contribute to reflex pathways and local processing of sensory information, and we'll do this right here. Let me just complete this part of the drawing. Okay. What else? We have the fibers of the lateral bundle in the lateral funiculus. This part here. Fibers of the lateral bundle in the lateral funiculus. Okay, this one right here. and this is smaller in diameter and carry pain and temperature sensations. And these fibers will be slower conducting, and are part of the hypothalamic tract, which is sent to the thalamus for further processing. Now let me just do this one. And this one right here is the lateral bundle of the posterior root. Lateral bundle of the posterior root, contain thin fibers. Okay, and this lateral bundle is mainly composed of smaller and unmyelinated or thinly myelinated fibers that transmit pain and temperature sensations, and these fibers are more susceptible to injury and degeneration, and especially noticed in conditions such as the peripheral neuropathy. Now, the medial bundle and the lateral bundles, the fibers of the posterior root of the spinal nerve, okay, are organized into two distinct bundles, especially as they enter the spinal cord, the medial and the lateral bundle. And these bundles will be important when we talk about transmitting sensory information from the periphery to the central nervous system. Now, the medial bundle enters the posterior funiculus of the spinal cord, and as I mentioned here, carries proprioceptive sensations which provides information about body position, movement, and muscle tension, and is also related with touch sensations, especially the light touch. The lateral bundle also, as I mentioned here, enters the lateral funiculus of the spinal cord and is responsible for carrying pain sensation, nociception, and temperature sensation, thermoception. And these sensations will be important for detecting harmful stimuli and maintain thermal homeostasis. Okay, this is what I have. Now, clinically, talking about the medial bundle related with proprioception and touch sensations. Usually damage to the medial bundle can result in impaired proprioception, leading in most cases to difficulties in coordinating movements and maintaining balance. And this condition is quite often observed in neurological disorders such as polio and spinal cord injuries. I've been talking about polio in Portuguese during my lives on afternoon. And loss of light touch sensation can also occur, affecting the ability to perceive fine tactile details. Now, the lateral bundle related with pain and temperature sensations. When injured, the lateral bundle can lead to analgesia or loss of pain sensation and thermoregulatory dysfunction. For example, patients with diabetic neuropathy may experience reduced pain and temperature sensation quite often due to damage of these fibers. And in conditions like herpes zoster, shingles, inflammation of the dorsal root ganglion can cause severe pain along the affected dermatome. But I'm gonna talk about dermatomes in another video in the future. Okay, so I'm just going to finish now this drawing, and then I will end this live. So, and I will be back in probably 10 minutes to record the content for my course of Chinese medicine. Okay, this is content that will be recorded, and I will be selling online for everyone that wants to learn more about traditional Chinese medicine. I think that is a good deal. Now let me just finish this drawing here. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna use this color. I usually don't use this color to highlight the labeled eye areas, but today I'm gonna use it. So when you do your Sketchnote, I highly recommend you to have a set of markers or color pencils that you can use to highlight some structures or even paint some structures. Okay, and if you have the watercolor base, will be much better, personally. This one for the gray matter. Okay, and then yeah, I think that's it. Just to finish this part here. Yeah. Okay, folks, I'm gonna finish this live, and I'll be back in 10 minutes for another live where I'm going to talk about the third point of lung meridian. Okay, so I'm gonna finish now, and then I'll see you again in 10 minutes. Bye.